What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 7 of Rusty and Billy's Wrestling Adventure. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope everyone had a chance to take in SmackDown and Raw this week. I know my man Billy here took Raw in first hand last night, went to Memphis, back to do the show tonight. So we got a lot to talk about. Obviously the road to WrestleMania, but we got the Elimination Chamber coming up. A lot of things shaking out as far as that goes. Man, let's kick it off with SmackDown. It was pretty good show. Pretty good show. There was a few segments I thought felt a little forced, but we kicked it off with Tiffy, which Tiffy time. It's always Tiffy time. It's always Tiffy time. You can't go wrong putting Tiffy out there. I was confused a little bit when Nia and Lash came out. It was just kind of a weird. I don't know. I don't ever want to hear Nia on the mic anyway. Like, she gets on my nerves. But she's a heel, so she's supposed to.
Nia does what she wants. You can tell.
She does.
She don't care. She does not give a flip. Nia will do whatever she wants. She will say whatever she wants. Nia's Nia. So that's what you get when you have Nia. Notice that they have a tag team name for them now, Nia and Lash, the Irresistible Forces. There is no tag team name for them. I prefer that over like Nash, which would be like Nia and Lash put together. Shout out to Kevin Nash, but no pun intended. But not mentioning Kevin Nash. Or Laya.
Here we go.
I'm very sleep deprived, folks. I'm so sorry. I've been up for probably at least 18, 20 hours straight. From Raw last night. Didn't get a lot of sleep. Had to go to work this morning, and here I am. But those names actually sound kind of fun now that I speak them out loud. Nash, Laya.
But we talked about how we hate the meshing of names to form a tag team. So I agree with you. I like how they actually gave them a name.
Yeah. I still prefer just Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I don't see anything wrong with just their two names together.
I mean, unless it's going to be a long-term run, if it's a long-term run, I don't mind it as much. But when you put them together for a couple months, but we know, though, eventually that road leads to those two colliding.
I would imagine. I mean, they collided in NXT like probably 6 months ago, if that. And that's kind of how the bond formed. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to lead to them colliding or if it's going to be like maybe Lash gets drafted to another show or gets signed to another brand or Nia or whatever, something like that.
I mean, and that's something to keep in mind because after WrestleMania, you always have the draft. So
we have in years past. We haven't had a draft in probably a good couple of years.
Did they not do one last year?
Nope. We did not have a draft after WrestleMania last year. Nor did we have one in the fall this year. We did not.
I don't mind the draft. Like, I like a little mix-up, kind of changing things up. I wish that they would draft, like, when you got tag teams, though, I wish they wouldn't just draft one member at a time. Like, draft the tag team, draft the whole tag team. But
depends.
But you had Lash and Nia. They ended up going against Rio for the women's tag team championships.
Mm-hmm.
And, decent match. But the ending, man, like, it was just such a...
It was a car crash. You didn't love the car crash?
No.
Oh, man.
It just didn't make no sense to me. Like, I don't know. It just, I don't know. The whole thing felt off to me.
Crowd loved it. Crowd thought it was awesome. They were chanting, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
I was right there with them.
Sometimes I think they pipe in the "this is awesome" stuff because I hear the crowd chant that sometimes and I'm like, what's awesome about this? This ain't awesome. What are we talking about? But
you didn't enjoy seeing Io Sky dive through the ropes and smash Nia through the table?
Well, I enjoy watching Io do anything. She's amazing.
Rio driving Lash through the timekeeper's barricade, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh.
There were spots. There were spots that were good, but just, I don't know. The overall ending just, I don't know. It didn't hit for me. Maybe for you guys it did. For me, it was just like, all right. And then I think it went to a commercial break and that was it. Like, we were done with it. On to the next part, I don't know. Like I said, the whole flow of SmackDown felt off to me. It was just weird. Maybe I'm alone. Maybe that's just a me thing. But it all felt a little off to me. You had the Mello. He didn't do the open challenge this week. He was giving Dragon off a shot, and then Solo comes out, which I love anytime Solo comes out. Solo cracks me up, man. He's hilarious. Like he's so funny.
Solo can be funny. Yeah.
I love if man, if you ever have some time, go to YouTube and just look up like just type in funny Solo moments where he interacts with the crowd that you don't see on TV. Freaking hilarious. Some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, I'm like, oh my God, he really said that to a fan. It's hilarious, dude. He's so funny. I encourage anybody to go look up some of his stuff, man. I was a Solo fan before, but it boosted my fandom when I saw some of that stuff. I love
Yeah.
the interactions, especially when it's comical like that. But you had that whole deal, with the MFTs and all that, and then at the end I felt let down with the Wyatt Six again because man, it's Friday the 13th. Like, let's have something cool happen with the Wyatt Six.
Well, they showed up in the crowd,
Yeah,
and that was it. But also to mention, Tama Tonga got the win with the cutthroat.
yeah.
That's huge. That needs to be mentioned.
Well, I think they're building something there with Tama Tonga
Exactly, that's what I'm
because
saying.
they're putting a lot of focus on him individually in different moments on SmackDown the past few weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So there's definitely something cooking there, and I'm intrigued by that. I like what I'm seeing there. I like that they're making the MFTs look like a legit faction, like something to be a force to be reckoned with. I think they should be, like I do. But I wish they would do more of that with the Wyatt Six. Like I want to see the Wyatt Six seen as a dangerous group that when they show up, it's nothing but destruction.
That's right.
I don't mind a little of the intimidation, the lights going out, popping up in the crowd. That's cool. You need some of that, but I want to see them just destroying people.
Preach.
Just lights go out, lights come back on, and the people that were in the ring are laid out and they're just standing over them.
When they first hit the scene, when they wrecked Gorilla and everything that was even back
my
there,
God.
and just destroyed the whole place. I mean, lights off, walls torn down. Chad Gable looked like he took a bullet in the head.
Yeah, you thought he was dead, man. Like, bro,
And this is the crowd reactions at every turn, just like, oh,
Yeah.
it was just like, well, gosh, they just tore everything and everybody
Yeah.
up back there, and then they showed up. Continue that.
just pick up where you left off there, man. Like, get them involved in more matches. Like, I want to see Nikki Cross wrestle again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like, my God, like she was a good wrestler. They put her in that little gimmicky whatever where she was a superhero or not a superhero, almost a superhero. Yeah.
Yeah.
But her in ring was great. Like her character before that, where she was the crazy lady, it was great.
She's been crazy a lot of her career, though.
Yeah.
Except for a couple years. She was almost a superhero, which she won Money in the Bank and won the Raw Women's Championship as the almost superhero. Didn't last long. But it's been a probably good couple of years, I feel like, since we've seen Nikki Cross in a legit wrestling match.
I want to see her wreck the women's division. I want to see her pick a title. I don't even care if it's a mid-card title, intercontinental, United States, whatever. But put her in there to start wreaking some havoc, man. Like let's see some stuff going, Gacy and Loomis, they have been impressive. I like watching them as a tag team. I think they work so well together. I'd love to see more of that.
They're both very good.
And then Eric Rowan, like him and Dallas both, just have them messing stuff up. Even I'm the kind that like, even if it has no rhyme or reason, like other than just to make them look like they could pop up anytime, anywhere, and do anything. Make it in a random match. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes them scary. So then when you have that moment where the lights go out and you're just going to show them in the crowd, you're like, oh my God, where are they at? The Wyatt Six, what are they about to do? What are we about to see? Like just, man, I feel like they have something awesome there and they're not capitalizing on it. They're not taking advantage of the potential in the Wyatt Six. And I want to see more.
Yeah, well, I bet we will see more. We are on the road to WrestleMania. We are 2 weeks away from the Chamber, which I don't expect anything from them at the Chamber, but the only thing after that is, 6 weeks to WrestleMania? I feel like we're going to go to WrestleMania with the Wyatt Six and MFT in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully there'll be some awesomeness there in between, obviously at WrestleMania as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on everything White Six that you just said. Preach. They need, when they first showed up, just that level of destruction and just that fear and fright, and keep that up. Keep that momentum up. It, if we love you, fine. If we hate you, fine. Just
Yeah.
keep doing that.
But the thing is, if we hate you, that's what you want out of a
There you
heel, to
go.
be hated. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, they're not really created to be faces. I mean, like Bray Wyatt, when he was the Fiend, like he wasn't created to be a face. It's just that the crowd was so intrigued with the character, you had to love it. Like you couldn't help but love it.
Along those same lines. Yeah.
And if you went online, people either loved it or hated it. There was no in between. It was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, or oh my god, this is garbage.
I didn't see a lot of hate for it. I tell you
No, there
that. I
wasn't.
sure
There
didn't.
wasn't a lot, but there
Yeah.
there was some out there. You know, oh, this is lame, whatever. No, dude, it was freaking awesome, man.
It was
Like,
extraordinary.
like, that walkout with the lantern of his own freaking head, and the way the music would hit, and
Nothing like it before or since.
which today's the anniversary of the last time he made a TV appearance.
Oh, it is.
It is, yeah. I saw that
Wow.
today. Man, it kind of hit me a little bit, man, because I was a Bray guy, man. Still am. Like
Yeah.
the ultimate what might have been.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to meet Bray
Oh man,
and Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, the original Wyatt family.
I'm jealous.
WrestleMania 30 Access. That was Bray Wyatt's WrestleMania debut. He
jealous.
fought John Cena at that WrestleMania. I was lucky enough to meet them at Access, and I have the white sheet mask signed by all three of those guys.
Oh,
And Eric Rowan is the only one that is still with us. R.I.P. Bray and Luke Harper.
absolutely.
So I cherish that. Bray was super nice, such a great guy. I remember my wife after me asking for a picture. He said, "What's your sweetheart?" And just man. I couldn't. I was ecstatic to meet those guys. Shook my hand, just smiled at me. Just so nice and so genuine. All three of them, really, they really were. Despite their personas, but
Yeah, there was a
great interaction.
creative genius.
Yeah,
I mean, just a creative genius. I wonder what would have happened if WWE would have just completely let go of the reins and said, "Man, okay, you've got this character, take it. Here's the ball, run with it." Like,
there's no telling. Maybe they would have had to have pulled the reins back a little bit. Maybe that's I mean, who knows? We'll
knows?
never know. We'll never
who
know
knows,
badly,
man?
but we can go on about that. Um, But yeah, it would also be interesting to see Nikki Cross, because there's a past with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
If we're looking for something for Nikki to do specifically, there's something there. Maybe Nikki finds a tag partner. Everybody else is in the women's tag team.
that or
Why
maybe,
not?
or maybe, maybe Nikki gets jealous of Charlotte and Alexa and goes after Charlotte and reignites that mysterious and dark part of Alexa. Like
Yeah.
something, just something, man. There's got to be something. There's so much potential there, and I want to see something happen with them because I love them. I love the vision Bray Wyatt had. Like, because if you followed the entirety of that whole run with Bray with the Firefly Fun, gosh, I'm getting
Firefly Funhouse. I got
Firefly Fun House, and the characters, and to see those now brought to life,
you. Yeah.
and the guys that they picked, I don't think they could have done a better job
Yeah, there weren't anybody else that could have filled those roles. No way.
picking guys to take those roles. Like it's just an awesome vision, and I just want to see. I want to see the big payoff out of it.
Yeah.
I love watching Bo Dallas. His promos just get better and better every time.
He's so much like his brother.
Well, and at first it almost felt like the whole, like, I don't know, the voice and stuff, like, I don't know, he hadn't owned it yet. But now, like, he owns it, man. And there's times I hear him and I think I'm hearing Bray.
I know.
And it's like, whoa, God. And I see him and I'm like, whoa, bro, he looked just like him there, which they resemble a lot. But it's like the more he's taken this character, the more resemblance I'm seeing and hearing from him. And I don't know, man, it's just freaking awesome. And I just want WWE to really, really push that and see the fruit of that vision, because I feel like there's so much there.
There is, and we're quick to wrap things off, pretty early, too soon sometimes, just in the moment. If they're not given like so much airtime, or if there's just other things going on that take precedence over that just on the shows. Let's give stuff time.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, if I was running one of these shows, it would be a 4 or 5 hour show every week.
yeah, I mean,
I would have so much stuff I want to do. So I do understand you've only got so much airtime. You got to fit it all in. And
creative is tough. Everybody sits and thinks they can do creative better. Look, I can't.
and that
I could try.
it kind of
have
is
great
what I was
ideas,
telling you
but
before we started, not how a lot of SmackDown to me felt like it was just trying to get guys out there, get some airtime. Hey, let's put them out there like this and them like this, because you've got a lot of great talent. And you've only got so much time to get them all out there and let these stories marinate and go somewhere. And so I know it's not as easy as like we're just sitting there saying, hey, they need to do this, they need to do this. Like there's so much more to it.
well, I feel like as far as creative goes, I feel like the big things are already in place. So like the stuff that's going to happen at Chamber is already in place. The stuff that's going to happen at WrestleMania is already in place. It's kind of the in between shows and in between weeks.
Yeah.
We got to fill in the steps of how we're going to get there now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of where creative sits and lies a lot of times. At least it seems like that way to me anyway. At least that's how I would approach it if I was booking, if I was in creative in those meetings. So I feel like that's kind of how it is a lot of the times, and I feel like that's kind of how sometimes a lot of things that happen on Raw and SmackDown nowadays, and different weeks. Not all the time, but sometimes they're just kind of there and there for you to watch and just kind of have fun watching, and they don't really pertain to what lies ahead. They do maybe a little bit, but it's just kind of like that stuff's in place.
And you have to trust that WWE plays the long game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a bigger vision than just okay, WrestleMania. I mean, they've got to have somewhere to go after WrestleMania, because if you saw on Unreal, they said, after our Super Bowl, we don't have an off season.
That's right.
We keep right on rolling. And if you look at the calendar, I love on Unreal when they show the calendar and you see they're here. Oh, well, then they're here, then they're here, then they're here. Then like that show keeps rolling. That snowball never stops building. And so they're constantly having to go and keep the story moving.
And it never has for decades.
Yeah.
Way longer than the two of us have been alive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Never been an off season. I've said it all my life. WWE, there's always a means to an end. Just stay tuned. Keep watching. You'll still see it. Trust me. I promise you.
Well, let me tell you something I am excited about. Man, from the moment he stepped into SmackDown just a few short weeks ago, I've been instantly drawn, and that is Trick freaking Williams.
Whoop.
This dude is a star. Already.
That Trick.
He is like he stole the show Friday night.
Absolutely.
He stole the show. His promos are untouchable. Like he's as cold on the mic as anybody. Like you would think that he was 20, 30 years into his career with his mic skills, man. And then he gets in the ring and he backs it up athletically.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like
that match with Ray Phoenix was outstanding. Great match. The mic work before that, and I'm as big a Sami Zayn fan as anybody, and he dumped on Sami Zayn. I freaking loved it. I freaking loved it. He was so great. Everything he did Friday night was so great. And that's just him being him. That's Trick being Trick.
But that makes the best character when you let them just be them.
Yeah.
Like when you let their real personality shine through their on-screen character, you get the best.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing with Trick.
And he was Melo's sidekick, kind of his buddy in NXT. Carmelo Hayes was the main eventer. Trick Williams was a second for the most part. Trick Williams got that theme song in NXT.
Oh,
boom,
man.
boom, boom. And then just the crowd got with him from there.
Yep.
And from there, you saw Melo get jealous of Trick, and then there was the feud there in NXT, and Trick Williams went on to become NXT champion, won the TNA championship, and had that for all of last summer. Trick and A, that is, as he referred to it. Now he's here on SmackDown, long awaited, and it's like he's where he belongs. It's like he's been here for 10 years. Such a pro, and my gosh, I saw a photo of back in the Thunderdome era where he was one of the like the guards or soldiers,
Yeah, or Apollo.
like Apollo Crews when he was
Yep.
the Nigerian royalty type
I'll
guy.
bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys that have kind of filled roles like that back in the day, you know.
But that makes it more awesome when you see them on screen, like, LA Knight, and
Yeah.
seeing where he is, and Trick, seeing that he was one of the guards on that horrible, horrible character that Apollo had. Like, to me, it was just boring. It was terrible. But to see him go from that to now, who he is, and how, I mean, he's well surpassed Apollo, and that's the guy he was, kind of a background guy
Yeah.
for. Like,
Trick is one of the main stars right now. You're
it
keep
ain't
watching.
gonna be, ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
I think the sky's the limit for him. I think you got to get a mid card title on him quick. In my opinion,
I don't even know about that.
you think just jump him to the main?
Listen, it's happened before. I mean,
Yeah,
when Brock Lesnar came in '02 and just took out everybody that was fighting for the hardcore title that Raw after WrestleMania 18.
yeah,
Brock won King of the Ring in June, and then SummerSlam he beat The Rock for the WWE title after debuting only in March. Um, so I mean, it's happened before. I'm trying to think. Yokozuna debuted in '92. Um, Won the WWE title at WrestleMania 9 and '93 over Bret Hart. Um, it's happened before
yeah.
with guys that have just shot up. They haven't been here for on the main stage of WWE for very long and never had any mid card titles.
Yeah.
Um, it just they just couldn't help but be the next big thing. No
Yeah.
pun intended, which Brock was in '02. I feel like Trick Williams is that right now, at least on SmackDown. There's several guys that you can kind of throw in that pool, I believe. Trick Williams. So NXT had it right, in my opinion, last year. The main event of Stand and Deliver last year was a triple threat, which was Trick, Javon, and Obafemi for the NXT Championship. NXT has gotten it right because those three guys right there, Trick, Javon, Oba, are the future for the next several years to come. Before them, you had Braun Breaker, same boat. And on the women's side, you got Stephanie Vaquer. I think Kalani Jordan, when she gets called up, is going to be a huge deal. Sol
I was about to
Ruka.
say, we talked about Soul already last week. Like, she's,
So NXT has gotten it right since since Shawn Michaels got on the desk.
Mhm.
Chef got to cooking there, Chef HBK. So yeah, we're just getting started. We just hit play on these guys
Yeah.
on the main stage. So keep watching. The next several years, I would say 10-ish, maybe more, have just begun. Trick,
Yeah.
Yvonne, Oba. Those three.
Well, you think about it, like, you get caught up in guys in their prime, the Stone Colds, the Rocks, and you're like, man, who's going to be the next? Like, when they go, what's left? But you just keep seeing WWE bring them on, bring them on, bring them on. And even guys that, you thought failed, like the LA Knights, he's tried different characters and none of them really stuck. And all of a sudden now he's right up there.
Mm-hmm.
So WWE, like you said, especially now with Shawn Michaels taking over in NXT, they're doing such a great job of bringing up new talent and having that next wave of superstars ready to go. And the way they're doing it with NXT, they're building a following for those guys and a fan base on a smaller scale, so that when they go up to the next level, they're called up. It's not like, oh, wait, who are these guys? Who is this guy?
It's a smoother transition.
Absolutely.
There's a lot more synchronicity between NXT to WWE right now, and they're not rushed.
Yeah.
Whereas years
Well, they're
before,
developing.
whereas years before, and I didn't, I'm not knocking this, and I don't mean to speak negatively about this, but in years before, you'd always see 3 or 4 NXT talents get called up the draft after WrestleMania, or like the week that Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania, and it's what you looked forward to as part of the show, and it was great, and we loved it. But a lot of those talents haven't really lived up to the hype that they had in NXT, or they're not even here anymore to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's sad. But the NXT call ups to the main roster, they're not as rushed anymore.
Yeah.
Trick was in NXT from the get go pretty much once it became NXT 2.0. Him and Mello were out there. 2021. So that's how long Trick's been down there. So 4+ years. Had all that time to develop and hone his craft and hone his skills and have some title runs and just become educated on what this is and how to go about it the correct way. Plenty of time, and it shows.
It definitely shows, and I like I said, I can't get enough of them.
Yeah,
I need more Trick Williams.
yeah. Now Javon Evans, we'll talk about Javon Evans some too from last night on Raw. But
Forget Javon.
Javon is, if Javon's 21 years old, I believe. I saw a picture of Javon. This was probably back the early 2010s. He was a little kid with like a Mattel, like a 3-pack. That day, like he just bought that day, or like his mom bought it for him or something. Early 2010s. So he's a little kid. Monday morning, I believe they revealed his first WWE action figure at Toy Fair.
I was going to get into that actually. So there's a new line coming out, and if you haven't seen it, normally I go through these lines and I'm like, okay, I want that one and I want that one. This new line, I'm like, I want that. By the time I got done going, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. I had picked all of them. I think it's Jimmy, it's Roman, it's Javon,
Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez.
Who's another one
Absolutely.
along that line.
I'm trying to think of who the other person was, but there were 5.
Penta.
Penta, yeah, in the red and black.
In the red that he wore last night. Yeah.
Speaking of Penta, I had to go cop this one. You know what I'm saying? Love me some Penta. Love the blue he's rocking right there. But yeah, it's Penta in the red and black.
Yeah.
So yeah, that whole set, I'm gonna have it all. It'll be lining my wall somewhere in here. But I don't know if any of you guys are out there are collectors, but man, you're going to want to get your hands on those. There's actually multiple ones that I've seen coming out. There's also the Superstar Showdown 2-packs. There's several of those, and I can't remember specifically who they were, but they were nice little combos. And then the Ultimate Editions.
Yeah.
They've got some nice Ultimate Editions coming out. So keep your eye out on that. But before we get into Raw, you said something about Sami Zayn a while ago, and we've got to talk about the qualifying match to close out Raw. It was Sami. Who else was it?
It was Sami, Cody, and Jacob.
Yeah. And we had talked about where do they go with this match. We had said how do you do this? What happens? And before the match, you had the pep talk from Drew McIntyre, which I am loving this Drew McIntyre thing we've got going on right now. Mm-hmm. I've said it almost every week. Like, I'm glad they've got the strap on him. He needed the title. He's excelling in the spotlight, and his character is just amazing. But his pep talk to Sami, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. I wish that we could play it for you, because when you listen to that and then you watch how the match unfolded and what happened at the end, again, WWE's cooking something. You just got to be patient.
Yep.
And so I give Sami a lot of crap. It's no secret. We're on episode 7, and this is 7 weeks of giving Sami crap, because I'm not a huge Sami guy. I loved his work with the Bloodline, and he puts on great matches. I'm not talking about his in-ring work. I'm just talking about the overall character. Doesn't vibe with me as much as it does other people. That's fine. But what I saw on SmackDown, because Sami, but he's a do it the right way type of guy. But at the end of SmackDown, when Drew was doing his thing in the match, and Sami attacks Drew, but then he ends up losing because of everything that went down. You saw this look in Sami, and to me, I think they're planting the seed of an eventual turn to where Sami says, you know what? I've tried to do it the right way. It hasn't paid off. It hasn't got me where I want to be. Now I'm going to do what I got to do.
Mm-hmm. Story, plot, intrigue.
Yes.
We'll see where it goes. Maybe it won't be a heel turn. Maybe it'll be something else. Maybe you think that on the way there, but then maybe it winds up being something else.
Well, and that's what I was going to get to next. Is the beauty of it is, even if they don't turn them, they've got you thinking it now. Mm-hmm. So, which at the end of the day, that's what they want. They want you bought in and intrigued by what's going on. So maybe they surprise us, and maybe he flirts with it for a little bit. Maybe he toys with the idea of it. Who knows? But there's some storytelling going on there, and I'm interested. They've got my attention with Sami now. I want to see this over the promos where he's just out there beating his chest. I don't want to hear that stuff. I want to see what's happening here. I want to see what's happening with Drew, because I know they're going to address, Drew's basically hoorah speech to him before, and then how he went out there and everything transpired the way it did. So that's interesting. Looking forward to SmackDown Friday night already, just to kind of see where they go with some of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then we get into Raw.
And I was there last night.
From Memphis.
Yep.
Your boy Billy was there. Personally, maybe my expectations have just been too high lately for some of these shows, but I wasn't blown away, but there was some cool things that happened. My boys the Usos came out. I love when the Usos are out there. They always going to be my favorites. I'm going to ride or die Uso. That's just how it's going to be. We're going to yeet. We're down since day one. All of it.
We did that last
all
night.
of it. Yeah. So I'm tired of my boy Jimmy having to take the pin, though, man. I'm tired of Jimmy taking the pin.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of me wants to say, well, hopefully this is just coincidence. And I look at, last night, well, you don't want LA not taking the pin, because you don't want to bring him down. You don't want Jay taking the pin because you got him in a qualifying match coming up. So Jimmy's probably the only one that could afford to take it. But I don't know, man. I've said it every week. I don't want them to break up the Usos. I don't. And I know Jimmy's, his wife's probably due any time now.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, wondered that last night. I was like, I thought 2 weeks ago we had seen him in a couple weeks. I'm like, well, he's probably on paternity leave. That's what I thought. But any day now, yeah, Naomi's probably ready to pop.
Yeah. So I'm sure he'll take a little bit of time off there, which may be why they're.
I would imagine.
Because after his speech last week, where he was like, "You're gonna qualify for the Chamber. You're gonna win the Chamber. You're gonna main event WrestleMania." It sounds like they're already planning that to where we know he's going to be away for a little bit. Do they drop the tag titles? I don't want to see that, but it's probably got to happen if he's going to be going for an extended period of time. But in all that, obviously the Division won. But once again, we have the masked man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's this guy?
I was trying to look at him last night. That row where the Usos came down, that row of steps, and that's the same row of steps where the masked guy came down and then went back up. I was in the section, if you're watching from home, I'm in the section just slightly to the left of that, probably 6 seats away. And I'm looking at the masked guy, I'm looking at him right there, like the hole of his mouth of the hood there. I'm trying to look at him, trying to get a good look. Who does that look like? I couldn't get a good look. I couldn't tell you who it is. I have no idea. Which is great. I kind of don't want to spoil myself with like, I can easily tell that's so-and-so. Can't do that with this. I have no idea who it is. Originally thought it was Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble when he took out Braun Breaker. Last night on Raw, the masked guy stomped Logan Paul's head, his simple-minded broccoli head into the announce table. So it ain't Logan Paul.
So he's picked off 3 of the 4, so the only one left is Bronson. So if you're Bronson, you got to have your head on a swivel because you're the only one that he hasn't stomped your face in yet. So, I'm assuming we're probably going to get that. I'm hoping next week before we get into Elimination Chamber. And hopefully, maybe at Elimination Chamber, we get the reveal. Maybe.
We'll see. I know Bronson's in a qualifier next week on Raw in Atlanta. So I was trying my best to get a good look. I could not tell you who it was. I've got no idea.
With Bronson being in a qualifier next week, I would be willing to bet that we're going to get another masked man sighting, and and a curb stomp.
I would imagine. I was trying to think like who would make sense to go after any of those guys for any reason whatsoever, and I can't think or recollect anybody that's been out injured or on the shelf or that's even active now that isn't already doing that.
Yeah.
So I kind of completely have no idea, and
Yeah.
which is great. Like I said, I don't want to be able to tell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to be predictable, so I'm enjoying not knowing.
We're ruling out Seth Rollins because Seth is still out injured and he's not ready to be back to do anything like that yet. I
Yeah,
would not
I
imagine.
wouldn't think.
Um, so there's nobody else that I can think of that would make any sense. Which when the reveal comes, it's going to make it that much more special and that much more, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
that kind of a moment. So I don't know.
And speaking of reveal, then we get this mystery box. Like, what is this?
So in the arena, it was kind of hard to hear Adam Pearce talking. Sometimes in the arena they have those kind of backstage segments. You can't hear them all the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't have the sound up for some reason in the arenas all the time like that. So I was kind of hard to hear what was going on, what was being said there. I think Adam Pearce said he didn't want anything to do with it. Just give it to Nick Aldis, send it to SmackDown.
Yep.
So now begins the speculation. This big giant wooden crate. It says deliver to WWE. Do not open until 2/28/26, which is the date of Elimination Chamber. So a week from Saturday. So begs the question: who and or what is in this giant box? I have a hard time thinking about if it could be a who because if it's a person in the box, they got to spend 2 weeks in this giant freaking box. There's no air holes that I saw. There's no way to get them food or water. How are they going to use the bathroom? Anything like that. And if it is a person, and then when they do come out of the box, what's that going to look like and smell like when they do? So I have a hard time thinking and believing like it's a person, it's a human being, it's a who. I don't think so. It can't be a who. So I'm not going to say it's a who. It just by that logic, it just can't be. So it's an object, it's an announcement, it's something. I don't know.
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
It can't be a living, breathing thing because it wouldn't last in a giant wooden box for 2 weeks.
And I'm guessing on SmackDown Friday night, Nick Aldis is going to get to see it, because he said give it to him to deal with.
So we'll see.
So we're gonna get a little more of that on Friday night.
I wouldn't imagine the Andre Trophy. We wouldn't see that until like the SmackDown of the week of WrestleMania, and that usually has happened on SmackDown, that Battle Royal, the last few years. So I don't imagine it's the Andre Trophy. I can't imagine it's any living, breathing thing whatsoever, human or otherwise. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's cool to another level of intrigue. Something to look forward to.
Speculation. That's, it at least brings that.
Yeah. I mean, we've had wrestlers come out of boxes in the past, but they ain't been in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Cactus Jack coming out of a box attacking Sting back in the day, but he wasn't in there for probably an hour and a half tops. Chainsaw Charlie came out of a box on Raw. Helped out Jack. Blah, 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 blah. Again, I'm sleep deprived, guys. Sorry. Helped out Cactus Jack. But he was in the box for an hour and a half. So we'll see.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I like the little mysteries we got going on. We've got the mystery person, the mystery box. So a lot of things to like we said, speculate about.
I don't think it'll be the Gobbledygooker's grandson. That would be an egg, not a box, I would imagine. So
then last night we had AJ Lee and Becky. They, continued their little feud, their little back and forth. I think that's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to AJ's first singles match, in a decade.
Over a decade.
Yeah.
Like closer to 11 years, I feel like. If not as far as singles matches go, probably exactly 11 years.
I'm surprised that it's not. I would have expected to be a WrestleMania match between them two.
That's what I thought too.
So I'm wondering if something happens here to lead to a bigger WrestleMania match. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little thrown off by it, like with the timing and everything, but
We'll see. I hate to keep sitting here and say we'll see, but that's just what it is. That's where we're at. We'll see. We're kind of at that time of the year where we're kind of seeing things come together, and we're just kind of wondering and waiting and speculating and just kind of waiting to see what happens next.
But this is the best time of the year.
It
The
is.
road to WrestleMania,
Yeah.
you love all the questions.
Yeah. This is like the holidays for us. This is like Halloween has just happened. So like we can equate the road to WrestleMania to the holidays. So like the Royal Rumble is Halloween,
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber is Thanksgiving,
Yep.
WrestleMania is Christmas.
Oh, 100%.
That's just how it is with us. You know, holidays, schmolidays, give us the road to WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
That's who we are.
Absolutely. I want all of it.
So I have a hard time believing we're not going to get Becky and AJ involved with each other in some way, shape, or form at WrestleMania, regardless of what happens in the chamber.
And then you got to remember, because I've been reading online about how, ticket sales for WrestleMania are down and there's no clear cut card for WrestleMania. But you got to remember, WrestleMania is in April. Like, after Elimination Chamber, you got like 6 weeks.
It's in the
to
middle of
build
April,
that.
too.
Yeah, like it's not a, we go from Elimination Chamber, now a few weeks later we got WrestleMania. Like, there's a big gap to build into WrestleMania. So a lot is going to happen between the chamber and WrestleMania. A lot of these storylines are going to you're going to kind of see, oh, okay, that's where they were going with it. Okay, that's what they were doing there. So I think a lot of it's going to make a whole lot more sense in the weeks after the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we still got a ways to go. We still got some hills and valleys to drive over. We still got some more scenery to look at. We still got some more landscape to see and approach and have developed in front of us. As it were.
Speaking of questions, I mean, then you've got the CM Punk Finn Balor thing, which you've already got the Punk Roman WrestleMania, as your marquee thing. But you've got a pretty interesting thing going on here with Finn and Punk.
No, Finn came out to his old music last night. Was not mad at it. Wasn't mad at it. Wasn't mad at JD McDonough showing back up either.
No.
He got his hand through the ropes. That was one thing.
And CM Punk being like, your boy JD needs help getting in the ring because his head's so big or something like that.
Because he's a human Funko Pop.
Yeah.
JD's got a big old head, in case you don't know, folks.
Big head, little body, man.
So, but yeah. CM Punk and AJ Lee kind of both did the same thing last night. They kind of punked out their enemies, and was just like, "Here, take a swing, go ahead." And neither one did.
Yeah,
it's like a Chicago versus Ireland all of a sudden rivalry. Like Punk and AJ representing Chicago, you got Finn and Becky representing Ireland. I didn't even
connect those dots until you literally just said it, and you're right, it is. I mean,
there's such a history with Finn and Becky as well. Finn helped train Becky.
Yeah,
there's that. Yeah. So I mean, there's something there. I mean, I'm just connecting those dots, but they both kind of did the same thing last night. Punked out their enemies, as they were, they each had their enemies in their face last night at one point or another, and neither enemy pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
So
I'm so curious as to where you go with this match between Finn and Punk, because obviously you think, well, Punk's going to win because you've got the match with Roman already. But, man, that's a lot of build-up and hype and a lot of people backing Finn to just know going in he's going to get beat.
Finn is, man, you never know, but like I imagine Finn's not going to go over and win the world title at Chamber, but at the very least, Finn's going to gain some more equity out of this.
Absolutely.
Finn's going to gain a better standing and a better spot out of this. We're going to be reminded of exactly who the heck Finn Balor is.
Maybe Roman shows up at the Chamber and DQs him so it stays punking him. I don't know, man. I know this is where I trust WWE to have a plan in place that doesn't harm the build that you've got going with Finn, but still protect your main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Finn's going to gain more out of this, regardless what happens. He's going to gain more equity, like I said. He's going to come out of this. We're going to be wanting more out of Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And we're going to be wanting that old Finn Balor back. So I think as time goes on, I think after WrestleMania maybe, I think we'll see kind of the old Finn Balor reemerge, I guess, so to speak, as it were. Or maybe we'll see a completely different version that is just as awesome. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the Demon in a while. Would like to see the Demon.
No, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago how you got little teases like if you were watching the show, they would be in their little Judgment Day clubhouse and there would be like a picture in the background that was like the Demon King and stuff. And so they've hinted it. There's been little Easter eggs and teases of it. So you got to think, man, at some point it's got to come. And I mean that's a character kind of like the Fiend where it just sucks you in.
There's nothing else like it.
No. And my God, it's just the detail in that pain is crazy.
It's just got kind of a supernatural element of it. I mean, the Fiend isn't really a supernatural being or character. It's just kind of it's like an alter ego.
Alter ego. That's what I was
extension of Finn himself. Yeah. But like, it's just kind of, it's pretty close to that vein, I feel like. And, we like things like that. That are not normal, that are kind of outrageous like that and just kind of out of the box.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Finn be the Demon in a while. And that's part of what helped Finn Balor become who he was in NXT. I think Finn Balor is the greatest NXT champion of all time.
Yeah.
And he was the Demon more often than not down there. Every NXT takeover, you can bet there's the Demon. It helped him get here. And it'll help him, I think, regain that kind of image in our eyes and his stance as who he should be in the landscape of WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree. And then we had, I thought was an outstanding main event that I really wasn't excited for when it was announced because you saw Javon Evans, Dirty Dom, and Gunther.
Because you saw Gunther.
Well, because you look at it and you think, oh, well, those three qualifying for the chamber, they're going to put Gunther in the chamber.
Why are those two guys even showing up? There's Gunther.
Yeah. Well, and when you look at like just the physical aspect of them, the three don't look like they all belong in the same match there. So like going into it, I was like, I'm not even really excited about this, but I'll watch it. It was a great match. It was a great match, but I'm so thankful and excited that WWE pulled the trigger on elevating a young star, but still protecting Gunther. Like they did it the right way. They did it the right way because having them just pin Dom with Gunther just being knocked out by one of them clean, it to me still kind of hurts Gunther.
Yeah.
Having Dragon Lee come back after what Gunther did to him.
Thank you, Dragon Lee.
Yeah. And I'm sure this will be one of those undercard elimination chamber matches. They'll probably throw them in a match together or something. Maybe. But Dragon Lee comes in, hits him with the bell, knocks him out. Then, Dom 619's Javon going for the frog splash. Javon moves, and then he hits him with the OG cutter.
The OG cutter.
1, 2, 3.
And we erupted in Memphis.
Man, I was so pumped and just so happy, man.
Yeah.
Because Javon, like, when you see him, like, I don't know the guy, but he genuinely seems like a good kid.
Yeah.
Like he's what, 21 years old?
21 years old.
Yeah, man.
21 years old.
The business and
he was only in NXT for not even 2 years. Maybe 1.5, something like that. But wasn't in NXT for very long. Just he was just undeniable. And he's here because of that. And he's still undeniable. And now he's in the Elimination Chamber for a shot to face the WWE champion at WrestleMania. I don't think he'll get there, but it's still a pretty big, huge deal for him. It's a huge deal for him. So young in his career.
It's an opportunity for him to really put on a show in the main stage. And speaking of Javon, we've got a big Javon Evans fan over here. Case, if you want to hop on in here, come hop in here between us here. This is my nephew Case. He's my wrestling buddy. We watch all the PLEs together. He comes over. He's an Uso at heart, but he is a Javon Evans guy, and so he wanted to come out here and just kind of talk to you about Javon. What do you think about last night?
Well, I just think that he's going to be one of those rising superstars like Jay was and Jimmy, like how
Yeah.
they came up out of nowhere from whenever they started. But I don't know. I just think being how young he is, I just think he's going to be a really good superstar as he gets older.
And
Oh yeah,
I think that's a big thing, man. With his youth, it really resonates with the young audience like him.
yeah.
Like,
He's just getting started.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Like he was literally a kid a few years
yeah.
ago. Like literally was in high school like the other day. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, to me, it gives young people oh, I want to be like this NBA player. I want to be like this football player, this baseball player. All the wrestlers, they're older, you know. This gives guys, young kids like, dude, he's only 21 and look what he's done. I want to do that.
yeah,
That looks like fun.
yeah.
I want to do that.
Kind of along the same lines of like a guy like me. I've always been kind of shorter, smaller stature. When someone like Bret Hart wins the WWE Championship, whereas before you had guys like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, even the Macho Man Randy Savage, who wasn't just a giant guy, but he was still not too far off from Hogan Warrior as far as
Yeah.
stature. When a guy like Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels or just these smaller guys that
Stereo.
Rey
that
Mysterio, yeah.
Rey Mysterio is a great example. When they hit the big one like that, it's like I can do that.
Yeah.
Like it,
Well, I can relate to that. I
yeah,
can't relate to what was it, 24, 27-inch pythons, like big Hogan guy, but I can't relate. I mean,
yeah,
don't let the shirt fool you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have no muscles. Like I'm little. I can't relate to these. I can't relate to a Brock Lesnar or an Obafemi. Like I can't relate to that.
yeah. So things like that resonate with us, just depending on who you are. If you're a bigger guy and you see, um, I'll say Big Show for
Yeah.
example years ago. Um, Big Show was a multiple-time world champion and a heck of an athlete and made a great career for himself. If you're a bigger guy, that's going to resonate with you. When Edge came back at the Royal Rumble in 2020, 9 years off being retired with an injured neck, and all of a sudden he just came back, and he's aged, and but nobody cared. Like that gives somebody like me hope,
Yeah.
who I'm in my 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Edge is older than I am, and he still came back and still was out there doing it, arguably better than he ever was to begin with. So I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, young folks, young guys, young people, they're going to resonate with folks like this. You know,
I mean, think about it like this: you're 12. Like, Javon's only 8, 9 years older than he
9 years,
is. You know what I'm saying?
9 years.
Like, well, and I mean, you'll be 13 in a couple months. So I mean, he's really legitimately like 8, 9 years older than him. Like it makes it that much more impressive.
And Javon was,
Good of a superstar too.
Yeah.
At
yeah,
this young or at his age.
and he's just getting started. And like he was
Yeah.
13 the other day. Like I said, Javon, he being Javon. So yeah, and time flies. Let me tell you. I promise you, as you get older, time flies.
Oh.
9 years will seem like one.
Oh yeah.
As you get older. So it doesn't take long to catch up to age. So yeah, for sure. I mean, just things like that, age, size, just any kind of demographic like that speaks to those that are in that demographic. I mean, it just that's connection between superstar and fan, and that's how you gain love from fans and how people get
Absolutely.
invested in you. Just
Absolutely.
just those like traits or old like demographic, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like Javon's energy just gets the whole crowd going.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Thing
bouncy.
about him, yeah.
He's bouncy.
he is bouncing.
Thing about him just gets that crowd going.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. I can already see OG Cutters off the top of a tripod.
Oh man, was my first thought. That was my first thought when he won. I was like, oh, we're gonna get an OG cutter off the
We're
top.
going to get an OG Cutter on top of a pod. I don't want to spoil it, but I can see him climbing to
Yep.
all the way to the tippy top of the pod
yeah.
itself, hanging from the chains, and then dropping down and just cuttering someone.
Oh yeah.
I can just see it. So,
Oh yeah.
Sky wants you to put their head in the trash can.
Yeah.
Just jump
Yep.
off.
Yeah.
yep.
Fall.
I mean, it's those spots that you remember. You know what I'm saying? It defines them.
Yeah.
And right now, Javon with his high flying, just so athletic, man. Like
Yeah.
it defines him. And like we said, he's a young guy. He's an average looking guy. Like he's not built. He's not
Skinny.
ripped and muscular. He's a skinny guy. and man, he's out there putting on a show, and he's drawing in that younger audience, and that's what wrestling needs. It needs to catch the eyes of the young audience. Because man, where's the next generation of superstars going to come from?
Yeah, it needs a little bit of everybody.
Yeah,
All shapes, all sizes, all forms,
absolutely.
everything you can think of, because that's what the world's made of.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, appreciate you guys joining us for episode 7. Remember, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, looking at some other avenues as well to put this out there. But man, if you're on YouTube or any of those platforms, share it for us, get the name out there. We'd love to grow this audience. We've got a lot of big plans in the future. Just we're crawling our way there a little at a time, but thank you guys seriously for joining us. It means a lot that you would take the time to download it and listen or watch it, whatever avenue or stream platform that you do it on. We thank you. Next week, we got a big week coming up, some more Elimination Chamber qualifiers. We got episode 8 will be next week, so that'll be right before Chamber. So got a lot to talk about next week. Make sure you comment. Let us know what you think. Give us your opinions. Let us know if you love what we're saying, hate what we're saying, anything in between. We like the feedback. But I'm Rusty. This is Billy and our guest star here, Case. Appreciate you for joining us. Till next week.
See ya.
Peace.
4 letters, 1 word. Stop.
That's not